Brothers, sisters, friends, soul family, it is my absolute pleasure to be here back on this platform. I'm here with a special invitation, an invitation from what I call the creator of all that is. You can call it Source, you can call it God, you can call it Buddha or Krishna or the Supreme Being or the Grand Consciousness or your highest self or the oneness or whatever you feel. And that invitation is for us all now at this time to be brave enough and bold enough to help awaken our species. For us to let go of any things that might be holding us back, all the thoughts, the mind chatter that might be making us think we don't know enough or we're not far enough along on the journey. I want to invite you to feel and know with every fiber of your being how powerful you are. Do you have any idea how powerful you are? You, if you're watching this right now, you are on the leading edge of consciousness. You are one of the people on this planet, maybe top 1%, maybe top 2% most conscious beings. You're the ones who understand how this game works. You can guide people. You are a few steps ahead on the path. Maybe you were the odd one out in your family. Maybe you always knew you were a bit different, and that's because you're here for a reason. You have medicine, you have magic that the world is really looking for right now. If you meditate, if you connect, if you have been channeling, if you've tapped into something greater than yourself, you might have an idea of what's coming on our planet. The last few years have been a great opening and awakening. I call this the Great Awakening. It's the most exciting time ever to be alive. All the illusions are evaporating. People are seeing through the BS, and I'm being very careful about what I say on this platform because I got deleted in October 2020 for sharing too much truth. I logged in one day and they wouldn't let me into my account. Everything gone. 6 years of work. I had 20,000 followers. I had hundreds and hundreds of videos, free courses I'd made for you. Everything, boom, gone. The only things that survived were my public speaking groups called Outstanding Speakers with Luke Scott. You can go and join that if you want. I give public speaking advice. I teach you how to use your voice powerfully. There's also a group called the Game Changers. The Game Changers is a tribe of conscious beings. We get together, we talk spiritual. If you're interested in that, let me know too. But one of the things I think, and one of the reasons why I've been allowed on this platform right now, is to spread some light. And the invitation for you is to do that too. I'm reading a book at the moment. I'm rereading it called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. If you've never read these books, I recommend them. The highest recommendation. It's these channeled messages from what he calls God. He just wrote these notes down, these questions, and these answers came through, and it is life-changing if you go and check it out. He talks about in his fourth book, which came out in 2016, he talks about this is the time where we're here to awaken our species. Everything is by design. You don't know these things, you know, by accident. There are so many people who look to you for guidance. And as more of these illusions crumble, I'm talking world governments, I'm talking religions, I'm talking the education system, the healthcare system, all of it, food production, it's all insane. And some people call it crazy clown world. I don't know what you want to call it. Feeling this video is I should have maybe dipped my toes in the water a little bit with Facebook. I want them to keep me on the platform this time when I'm already. It's just a part of me. I'm just all about freedom. I'm just here to shake everyone and say, look at what's going on. And since I had my daughter, I've got a 2-year-old and we've got another baby in the womb due to be born really soon. The music that's played in our society is insane. The food people eat is poison. The water from our taps, it's crazy. As soon as your kid's born, they're trying to give them all of these substances and things that take you away from your natural pure state of being. And I believe this is one of the reasons that I'm here. In 2016, I had my great awakening. I had this connection to this thing, this source, this God, this whatever you want to call it. And it started me on this thing called the path to purity. it started showing me my addictions, showed me I was addicted to all sorts of things, and I just dropped them one by one by one by one. And I'm still working on it, but I'm in an incredible place where I can just see when people are on a path that's not serving them. And this is actually a part of my magic. I'm a projector in human design. If anyone knows that, we're here as guides, reincarnated on this planet as guides to help the humans, to help the population to find the right path for themselves. You know, you feel it when you're on the right path, and you know the behaviors that you've got that aren't serving you right now, you know. And if you don't yet, sit in your meditation, grab a notepad, grab a pen, really reflect on your life, find a coach, find a guide, find a mentor, find someone who can point out your blind spots. There's so many great courses you can go on. I just released one if anyone wants to do that. It's called Quantum Regression. It's one of the most powerful modalities I've ever learned, and I'm teaching it to people now. So you can take this, you can learn it. It's just 5 hours, and then you will have a modality you can use on clients. You can build a business around it. You can use it for life. But most importantly, you can use it on yourself. Because the way that you can awaken the species is to awaken yourself. It's a big mission. I know it's tough sometimes. I've had some real tough moments. December for me was really challenging. I had some health issues. I was in hospital. I had to have surgery. It was really, really intense. And all of this while my wife is pregnant, and I'm still got my business, and you have to provide for the family, and everything's happening. And the universe, the cosmos, whatever you call it, decided, boom, Luke, you need to go to hospital for a while. And that was an eye-opening and awakening experience. Believe that everything is a gift. Every single thing, every person that you have frustration towards, or that you have a crazy energy with, they're an invitation for you to become more unconditionally loving, for you to figure out what it is in your being that is still there, that isn't quite on that path to purity yet. And they're also a perfect teacher for you to learn more about your boundaries, about speaking your truth, about not sacrificing your desires and your joy to please other people. And they're also going to show you the times when you're not kind. Maybe you don't even know, because it's all subconscious. And this is what my book's about. I channeled a book in 2017 called Find Your Truth, right? It's all about how can you get to your soul frequency? What is it that you're here to transmit? What is your medicine? And that's my invitation to you right now. Take a deep breath in and out. And ask whoever or whatever you believe in, what is my calling? And see what comes through. Why am I here? What medicine do I bring to this world? What have I been learning that other people could really, really use? Maybe you want to write these ideas down. These are all things you could start teaching, but you already are. Everyone who sees you, they see that you're happy. Maybe sometimes you have challenges like I do too. It's been crazy the last few years. Woo! I've had ups and downs. We've been on this spiritual roller coaster, but thankfully now I'm in this place of real power. And sometimes we go into the mud, right? We go into the mud, we go into the muck. I've been practicing shamanism since 2017, like 5 years now. Sometimes you go into the mud, and that's where the lotus flowers are. They sprout from. You have to go into it. You have to be planted for a little while, get in a cocoon, go through something challenging. Some people call it the dark night of the soul. You can call it whatever you want. There's beauty in our challenges. A lot of the best movies, the best poems, the best songs, they're written about these challenging times, right? And it's the emotion, it moves us. And what does it move us into? It moves us into taking action. It moves us into creation. It moves us into remembering who you are. That might be the most important thing you could ever do. Do you know who you are? Like really, like have you ever dived deeply into it? Have you ever sat and really reflected on who you are? Why are you here? Where does your soul come from? Where does this energy that makes you come from? Do you think it's an accident? Do you think it's a coincidence? I believe you're an aspect of divinity. I believe you're an aspect of the divine. You are an individuation. You are a certain frequency that the divine is expressing through you. It might be strength. It might be courage. It might be unconditional love. It might be freedom. Who knows what your expression is? It might be joy. Maybe you're a really joyful being. Maybe it's sensibility. I don't know. Maybe it's understanding or compassion. When you find out what that thing is and you can really live in alignment and congruency with your highest values, your whole life will change. And if things aren't quite as you might like them to be in your life right now, it might be because you're still doing things that aren't aligned with your soul. Maybe you're in a relationship that you know is not actually serving you. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a house. Maybe it's a friendship circle. Maybe you're still got some addictions. Maybe it's a food. Maybe it's meat. Maybe it's dairy. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's TV. Maybe it's porn. Maybe who knows what it is that you're doing that's not quite taking you where you want to go. And you can just start to be honest with yourself. That's the first step. I'm not preaching as someone who has like achieved perfect mastery. I have moments of enlightenment. I have moments where I am all that is. I have moments where I'm so love and love is pouring out of me and I'm crying and I just want to share it with the world and I want everyone to feel the peace I have in my heart because I used to be so angry and now I'm so peaceful most of the time, and it's becoming more and more of the time. So my invitation to you, to help awaken our species. Let's connect, let's hang out, let's inspire each other. I want to see your videos, I want to come to your workshops, I want to see you out there helping people, spreading kindness. Go and help. There's so many people who you could help right now. If you want to be happy, Conversations with God says, go and make other people happy. You will get happy so fast. Go find someone who's less fortunate than you. Go and help them. If you want love, go and love other people. You will get so much love back. If you want abundance, go and help other people create more abundance. This is a big thing I'm doing right now. I want to free all of my tribe. Any of you who are in a job that you don't love, any of you who are trading your soul for money. I've been self-employed now 6 years, since 2016. I broke free of the corporate trappings because it's a trap. It's a big money trap, but it's also a massive blessing because it pushed me down to the point where I just knew, whoa, this is not living, this is not life. And then I was inspired enough, motivated enough to change and go and start my business. But it was tough. I had to learn a lot, made a lot of mistakes, had some times where I made so much money and had some times where it's been really challenging. And if you don't start the journey now, when? How much longer are you going to trade your soul for money for? How much longer are you going to keep doing these things that don't serve you? As the vibration of our planet raises, as this great awakening continues, it's going to be harder and harder for people to stay in these bad habits. That's what I see, and that's why so many people right now on the planet, they are either having to become more conscious, get better habits, start taking care of themselves, or they're checking out. And that's totally okay too. When you get that feeling, if you've ever had that oneness and that connection to the divine, you'll know that checking out is not a bad thing. It's a transition. Conversations with God calls it your continuation day. That's a whole different video. When we can, as a society, be in love, be in connection, be supportive of each other, I think we can change this world in a really short space of time. And I pray and I call in and I'm confident we're going to make a beautiful world that my daughters can grow up in without all of this shadowy, hypnotic, mind control, government. Research the meaning of the word govern, meant control the mind. Good luck on your journey. If I can support you in any way, let me know.